I want to show you something cool I just discovered. It's the typology of systematic curiosity in relation to related constructs. Not the sexiest name, but this chart by Ness Labs is an extremely interesting representation of how curiosity looks. And if we examine it, we have a y-axis with depth and an x-axis with spontaneity. And so curiosity is broken up across those four, how humans exercise their curiosity to impact, how effective it is in different contexts. So what we have here is systematic curiosity in the top right, which is both deep and deliberate, specific curiosity in the bottom right, which is deliberate and shallow, diversive curiosity in the bottom left, which is spontaneous and shallow, and then we have interest curiosity, which is spontaneous and deep. So if we think about something like systematic curiosity being the type of curiosity exercise when you're doing deep work, exploring the piano, like something that you're learning and you're sitting down for 3 hours, learning different concepts, discovering them, digging deeper onto the things that are really appealing to you, we can say that's systematic. And on the bottom left, the completely opposite corner over here, we have the diversive, which maybe is like flipping through the TV. You're just sort of browsing through an app, scrolling, and you're not really sure how you're directing that. So if we start to play around with these ideas, where would you put some of the technology that you use? Let's take the most obvious one here. Something like TikTok probably is, all the way at the bottom, right? Maybe even Instagram is all the way down here. But let's say we take something else, like, for example, YouTube. Where does that go on this chart? And this is where things start to get interesting. Is it completely diversive? Not quite, because you can get pretty long videos and get pretty niche and specific on the topics. So something like this is maybe sailing around, it's not anywhere specific. It might be deep and spontaneous. So for example, you suddenly discovered that a certain kind of beetle can drink water in a very interesting way, and you go on a rabbit hole. It was spontaneous, but you went pretty deep on it. It could be up here because maybe you went to YouTube seeking a specific topic and you were diving deeper into it. It could actually be deliberate and shallow, like you're just getting lots of opinions on a single thing, but it's not really you're not getting deeper and deeper into it. You're just getting a random diversity. It's deliberate, but you're not deepening your knowledge in any meaningful way. And of course, down here, if you're on YouTube Shorts or you're just sort of clicking around random entertainment stuff, it can also sit squarely there. So YouTube is a really interesting application. But where I wanted to bring this in is to make it an exercise for you watching this to think about your own usage of these tools. Even something like Wikipedia can potentially live in this corner if you're very specific about it, or maybe in this corner. I would doubt that something like Wikipedia would be squarely on the bottom left, but it's interesting to consider where something like this might live. I'm going to leave it up here for now. Of course, the biggest challenger is something like AI, ChatGPT. Does that live in the deliberate or spontaneous? Is it deep or shallow? Where would you put it? I don't think the answer is actually obvious, because with agents like this that react so suddenly to anything that you ask, we could be doing something in a deliberate way, as in I'm deliberately asking it questions, but the way it's responding to me is a little bit outside of my control. And so if it skews in a direction that I didn't intend because my question to me was deliberate, but actually in writing wasn't, say you wrote something like, teach me about cheddar cheese making. That's a deliberate request, but it might give you a smattering of information that's actually not all that deep. And if you don't know how to control the flow of information by refining your question in a specific way, you might live down here with something like AI. It's not actually obvious how to bring it up here necessarily without learning about how to ask questions well, how to phrase your intentions better. And so with this chart, even though it's so brand new, I think we are getting some more language on how we can explore curiosity and understand it. And so I'm inviting you guys to think about how you use technology to explore your curiosity. And where do you think you live with the different tools that you use and how you use them? Are you happy about that or not happy about that? Because none of these are actually value judgments. Shallowness can be useful. Depth can also be useful. Spontaneity, deliberateness, all of these can be useful in different modes depending on your intention. So let me know what you think about your curiosity and your usage of technology to help enable it.